guys and welcome to Drive Spark. I'm Promeet and today what we are driving is the all new Kia Ceros. Now this compact SUV is the latest from the Kia portfolio and this will be sitting between the Seltos and the Sonet. So basically it is to fill the gap between those two cars. And trust me, this is a fantastic looking car, plus it has got a ton of features and it is loaded to the brim. So let's quickly start this video and I will tell you everything you need to know about the all new Kia Ceros. Now let us talk about the exterior of the vehicle now. So starting off with the front end, as you can see over here, it gets a very unique kind of a headlamp design, which is slightly on the lower side of the bumper, but it is to the edge. Now, I don't know, I will leave that to you. Comment below, because what we feel is that most of the time people, when they brush against each other during an accident, is the side of the bumper that thing actually gets scratched, and that is where the headlight unit is, that is where the glass of the headlight is. So I don't know how successful will that be, but overall it looks very nice. It gets the DRLs, it gets the ice cube LEDs, and it is looking absolutely fantastic. But you also have a front parking camera, but there is no chrome anywhere on this car, just no chrome. You have brushed silver finish for the logos, then you have piano black and matte black, but you have no chrome on this car anywhere. If you talk about the color, now this is the frost blue that we are driving today, and you have 8 monotone options. You do not get a dual tone option with the Ceros. So 8 color options, 6 variants. Front end is very nice. You get some creases and lines on the hood that makes it a little more muscular. You got a front parking camera. If you move to the side of the vehicle, you will notice it gets body cladding, and that makes it a very chunky looking SUV. Now you get 17-inch alloy wheels on this. However, you also, if you buy the base variant, you will get steel wheels that are 15-inch. Then if you upgrade to the mid spec, you will have 16-inch alloy wheels, but this has 17-inch diamond cut alloy wheels, which are dual tone. Looks absolutely good. The tire profile on this is 215 55 R17, and body colored ORVMs are present. Again, cameras underneath the ORVMs are part of the 360-degree camera feature, and this also gets flush door handles. Now that is something which we have seen on pretty high-end cars, and this is, I think, first in the segment that this is getting a flush door handle. If you talk about the ground clearance of the vehicle, as you can see, it sits tall. It's around 190 mm, and that is more than enough for you to go over bad roads, potholes, bumps, whatever the city or the highway has to offer. So ground clearance wise, this is sorted. Now if you move to the back, just before you move to the back, you will notice that this also gets a third quarter glass that is there, and that is especially an SUV kind of a feel that they have given to this car. Because of that, the car looks really airy. This is a 5-seater, this is not a 7-seater, but however, you get that quarter glass, and again that quarter glass makes the car look way bigger. However, you can see that the doors also are very big, and because of those big doors, I mean, this car is big in size. So if you move to the back, you will notice that you get obviously your wiper with the washer, you get defoggers, you get a small spoiler on top. However, you get a massive panoramic sunroof on the outside. If you see from the outside, however, it is visible from here. You get a massive dual pane panoramic sunroof, a shark fin antenna, and then at the overhangs you have the LED stop lights. Obviously they also light up, and the tail lamp unit is just like the headlamp unit, and it is located right at the bumper and completely at the edge. So once again, I will leave that up to you guys, whether you find this design to be quirky, whether you find this design to be nice. Well, that is something that you really need to take care of, the headlights and the tail lights, because just in case if you are taking a turn, if you brush against something like any obstacle that is there, so you have to be careful, because that is the first thing that will get scratched, because it is right at the edge. Well, however, you have the Ceros badging. This is the petrol 7-speed dual clutch transmission, so you have the 7 DCT badging at the back. Again, a camera with parking sensors, and you also get adaptive guidelines for this, which will obviously help you park at very tight spaces very, very easily. So this is what sums up the exterior of the all-new Syros. Comment below, how did you like the exteriors, especially with this? So this is the signature color, as I mentioned. This is the frost blue, and this thing is looking absolutely fantastic. Now let's move on to the inside. Now the first thing that you will notice when you come inside the cabin is the amount of premiumness that you can see over here. Starting from the dashboard design to the seat design, it is a very, very airy cabin, especially because of this massive panoramic sunroof, and this thing opens up as well. This is not a small sunroof. The glass that opens up is pretty big, so people are sitting at the back also can really enjoy the view what is going on if you are going on some like hill station, or if it's raining and you need the sunroof open, or if it's very cold and you need some warmth inside the cabin from the sun, so you can just open this up. Massive sunroof, a lot of air and light can come through this. Now let us talk about the dashboard design. Now when you sit inside, it is absolutely premium. However, you don't get soft touch materials everywhere, but you get a lot of sustainable material that this cabin is made from the inside. And if you want more details, right there near the co-passenger AC vent, on top of that there's a QR code. You can just scan that, and after scanning you will get all the details, like what all has this cabin been made up of. I'll not go into complete details, but the cabin is made up of a lot of sustainable material. The highlight of the dashboard is this big, massive connected screen. Usually there are 2 screens, but this thing has 3 screens in them. So it's a 12.3, a 12.3 and a 5-inch screen right in between. Now I'll tell you what that does. So the one is your infotainment system, completely digital. Another one is your instrument cluster, again completely digital, can be customized according to the driver's need. But the screen that is sitting right in between these two are the AC controls you have over here, and this is again a touch panel minded. However, you get the AC controls over here as well, where you have haptic buttons, but AC controls are over here as well, and you only get this in the top end variant. You don't get in the mid spec or the base variant. So yeah, the top end variant you get 3 screens, and the center screen is also touch screen, where you can adjust your that's your basically climate control. But physical buttons are there just in case you don't want to use this while driving, so you can use it from here. However, if we notice that this also gets a Harman Kardon premium 8-speaker surround sound system. That is absolutely nice. Again, in the top end variant you get that. You get an automatic dimming IRVM. Plus, if we move down over here to the AC controls, there are haptic buttons. You get some buttons over here for your volume, map, home and everything. You have slight you have this dashboard that's finished in triple colors. It's a 3-tone dashboard. Plus, you also get a lot of charging options right over here, from your wireless charging to your Type-C chargings to your 12-volt charging socket. Everything is right over here, and this car, trust me, is very, very spacious. So the driver's seat is power adjustable. Now it is a 4-way power adjustable. You can go front, back and recline. But however, the height, it gets a height adjuster, but the height adjuster is a manual height adjuster that can be done with. Steering wheel is only for tilt. There is no telescopic setting for the steering wheel. However, the steering wheel is something that you might not have seen on many cars. This is sort of a D-cut steering wheel, where it is like flat on the top and flat at the bottom as well. The Kia logo is slightly off-centric, and you have the touch buttons over here, and they are absolutely nice. Now you have 2 buttons that say drive mode. So you have drive modes in this car, where you have your eco, normal and sport, and on the right hand side you have traction mode. Now traction mode says snow, mud, sand, and yeah, that's about it. So drive modes and traction modes, anything that you choose from this is absolutely it's very, very easy to choose. You don't have to navigate through the buttons and all of that. So yeah, traction mode is there. Apart from that, you have paddle shifters, and if you notice that you get some orange highlights on the AC vents, on the gear knob, and some places here and there on the inside. Now the upholstery of the Syros can be available in 4 color options. This is one of them, and this looks very nice, very premium. However, you can get it according to whatever color you choose on the outside. So if you are choosing this, the frost blue, this is going very well. However, if you choose any other colors as well, you can match your interiors with the exterior color and get them done. Now, it also gets ventilated seats, both the driver and the passenger, and their ventilated seats is not only till the front, you also get ventilated seats at the back as well. But like in the front, you have ventilated seats for the lower part and your back as well. However, the rear section gets ventilated seats, but it is only for the lower part. You do not get vents at the back like over here. You just get it on the base of the seat. So you get 2 adjustable headrests at the back, and you have an armrest, and you also get AC vents at the back, and you also have an air purifier that is right underneath over here. So this thing is the air purifier. You can actually open this up. Oh yeah, here you go. So you can open this up, and you can obviously put some diffuser liquid inside it, or like a car fragrance. So yeah, that thing will work. And yeah, so this air purifier is really required, especially in a city like Delhi that you are in. So in Delhi, a car purifier inside the car is very important, because the AQI is not that good. Also, if you notice that the pedals on this are completely metallic, that are a lot of grip, so metal pedals, and you get the 7-speed DCT gearbox. And yeah, you also get sunshades for your rear windows. Now, when have you seen a car of this segment getting sunshades, that is manual sunshades, on the rear seats? And especially if you notice that this looks the cabin looks very big, very airy, and that is because of the 3rd quarter glass that you get. So yeah, that actually sums up the interiors of the all new Kia Ceros. And trust me, comment below what is the best feature that you liked about the interiors on the all new Ceros. So now let's get to the specifications and the driving bit of this car. And let me tell you that the Ceros will be available in 2 engine options. One obviously is a petrol, and the other one is a diesel. Today what we are driving is the petrol one. So the petrol is a 1 liter turbo petrol engine, that's the TGDI, and the diesel is a 1.5 liter turbo engine. Now let me give you a quick specifications of what can you expect, like the gearbox and all, because there are a lot of combinations to this. Now the petrol version, it's a 1 liter turbo petrol engine that pumps out around 118 bhp of power and 172 Nm of peak torque, and this thing comes mated to either a 6-speed manual or a 7-speed DCT that we are driving today. But on the outside, if you notice, you have all 4 disc brakes, and that is only available with the automatic variant. You do not get all 4 disc brake with the manual variant of the car. However, the manual variant gets front disc and rear drum. This one gets all disc, so obviously braking is also very nice. I'll be explaining you about that. So let me quickly explain you the diesel as well. So diesel is a 1.5 liter. However, the power is a little less, around 114 bhp, but the torque is high. It's around 215 Nm. Obviously, being a diesel car, you have more torque in the car. So 250 Nm, and that thing comes mated to 2 gearbox options. So you have a 6-speed manual and a 6-speed automatic torque converter. So in total, you have 3 gearbox options. You have a 6-speed manual, you have a 7-speed DCT, and then you have a 6-speed AT, that is the automatic torque converter as well. So these were the gearbox options. Now today what we are driving, as I mentioned, is the 7-speed DCT. Very nice gearbox. It is a dual clutch transmission. It is a extremely quick gearbox. Gear shifts are very quick. So if you are driving slowly, I mean, it will just keep on shifting. It will not even reach to 2000 on the RPM, and it will just shift to the 2nd gear. Well, however, the power is pretty adequate for the size of the car, and I mean, you can do triple digit speeds within no time. We'll be doing a 0 to 100 and we'll be posting on the reels, so you please go and check that. It's a quick car. I would not say that it lags. There is no lag as far as the gear shifts are concerned, let me tell you that. And yeah, once it picks up speed, you just keep on going and you will see that the red line is almost 6,500 RPM. It is just awesome. So as I mentioned over here, it gets drive modes. So you have 3 drive modes, then you have eco, normal and your sport, and then you have your traction mode as well, where you have snow, mud and sand. It's all on the steering wheel. It's very nice to use, it's very handy. So yeah, you can do all of that. Plus you get paddle shifters as well to take full manual control of the car. You cannot do it through the gear lever, but you can do it from this. You can just put it on drive. So the gear lever does not get a sport mode. It just has your drive, your P, R, N and D. You cannot change gears from this thing, but you can obviously manually change gears from this. Now the suspension setup is, I mean, it's nice. It is not bad. There is some amount of body roll, but it is very controlled. And being a tall car, obviously there will be some amount of body roll, but still, I mean, the combination of the steering and the suspension, you get a very, very nice drive. If you're taking tight corners, obviously you will feel the body roll a little bit, but if you're maneuvering through the city, it is very easy because the steering wheel is pretty let me see. Yeah, so the steering wheel is, I mean, it is pretty light, and I don't think it weighs up as you change the mode. But yeah, I mean, this is how a steering wheel should be. It is not very light also, it's not very heavy also, and especially if you combine it with the suspension setup that this car gets, you get a fantastic drive quality. Plus, as I mentioned, that the steering wheel is only adjustable for tilt. It's not adjustable for telescopic. However, finding the right driving position will not be a problem since you have a manual height adjuster for the driver's seat only. Steering wheel is nice, suspension setup is pretty decent, car looks very, very nice, especially in this color, and the engine is pretty peppy. It is not something that has a lot of lag, especially being a turbo petrol engine. So in a turbo petrol engine, obviously people think that there is lag, but there is very, very little amount of lag that you will feel, especially with this 7-speed DCT gearbox. If we talk about mileage, obviously Kia has claimed mileage figures. Let's talk the mileage figures of this. That is the petrol variant. So the petrol variant, the 7-speed DCT will get around 17 kilometers to a liter. The manual version for the petrol one, you will get around 18. However, in the diesel variant, in the manual, they are claiming to get around little more than 20, and same for the 6-speed automatic in the diesel. They're claiming to get a little more than 17 kilometers to a liter. So we've not checked that right now because obviously we got very little time with the car, but we'll be checking the mileage and we'll be doing a mileage run when we get this car later, and we'll be telling you how much mileage does the all new Kia Ceros give. Now, if you talk about safety has been taken care of. First of all, you get level 2 ADAS, where you have a camera and a radar, and you have a lot of level 2 ADAS features. Then you have 6 airbags, you have ABS, EVD, I mean, hill hold, you have everything possible. Obviously, we cannot tell you what is the safety rating of this car because this has not been, this has not gone through the safety crash test. But yeah, safety wise, I think this will pass in flying colors. I'm hoping that this will pass, but overall guys, it is a fantastic looking car. It is a very roomy car is what I would say. Pretty spacious. You have a lot of boot space, like around 465 liters of boot space. You can recline the rear seats. For all seats on especially the top end variant, all seats are ventilated. You have 360-degree camera, you have 3 screens, pretty premium quality. The fit and finish is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, if you're looking for a compact SUV that you want, so you can go check out the all new Kia Ceros, and this is a pretty good looking car, I must say, that is loaded with features. If you want to ask anything else about the all new Kia Ceros, please put it down in the comment section and we will get back to you on that. Until then, I'm Promit signing out. See you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, be safe and drive safe.